Here are 15 ships you should absolutely not buy in Star Citizen patch 4.10. Let's go. Number 1, the RSI Constellation series. Oh, I know this isn't a popular opinion at all, but hear me out. You see, as versatile as these ships are, whether you like trading, exploring or combat, they all share one massive flaw, and that's how fast and easy they are to kill. That's right, even if you're really good at avoiding combat, at some point you'll get one-shotted by a single missile, which can't be avoided even with flares or chaff because of bugs. Plus, the poor maneuverability certainly won't do you any favors in patch 4.10. But there is a silver lining, because a deadline for the Mark IV rework as well as a brand new Mark V Constellation has been set for 13 October 2026. So I'd hold off until then, as these issues should be resolved by then. Number 2, the Aegis Avenger Stalker. While the Stalker might be a tempting choice for some new players, being the same price as the popular Avenger Titan, the latter is simply better in every way. The prisoner pods of the Stalker serve no purpose at the moment and is just wasted space. And if you really want an interdictor/interceptor, the slightly more expensive Warlock is a fantastic option with an EMP generator for shutting down opponents mid-fight. Apart from the Renegade, the Warlock is my new favorite Avenger. Number 3, the RSI Salvation. So why would I have the Salvation on this list but not the Golem or Starlight when they're all the same price? Well, the size. The Golem remains useful as you get bigger ships because of its small size and stealthiness. The Starlight isn't as small but has a bed to log out of, and refueling payouts are pretty decent in 4.10, while salvaging has taken a bit of a hit in my experience. Rather safe for a Vulture, Fortune, Moth or Reclaimer if you're looking to salvage. Number 4, the Drake Herald. Unless you like going really fast in a straight line with the added bonus of having a few missiles and being quite stealthy, the Drake Herald currently doesn't have much use for anything else really. Just a complete waste of aUEC with about 100 better options. Number 5, the MISC Freelancer. The good old Freelancer, such an iconic piece of hauling history. So why shouldn't you buy it then? Well, it's simple really, it's just plain outdated. Apart from the rear turret blocking the rear entryway, there are so many better options like the C1 Spirit that costs the same, Zeus CL for slightly more, or the Raft if you don't mind saving just a tad bit longer. I still like the DUR variant, which I think is quite underrated, but if you want a dedicated hauler, the base Freelancer is a hard pass. Number 6, the F7C Hornet Mark I. When it comes to medium fighters in Star Citizen, you have so many options, especially when it comes to the Hornets. For this reason, there's absolutely no reason to pick the original Mark I Hornets anymore, as they simply got left behind. While I do still like the Ghost, Wildfire and Super Hornet Mark I, you're better off just saving for the new Mark II variants. Number 7, the Argo SRV. This was Rugo Gaming's very first giveaway all the way back when it released, when we hit 500 subs. The interior is great and it's a fun concept, but since CIG has completely removed these towing type missions well before 4.10, the SRV currently just has no place in the verse. There's no real gameplay for it anymore and zero reason for you to buy one. Don't waste your aUEC. Number 8. The Aopoa Khartu-Al. Another incredibly powerful light fighter that flies under everyone's radar is the Khartu-Al. But if it is so powerful, why shouldn't you buy it? Well, apart from the fact that when you lose one of those fancy wings, you'll become a floaty, twirly thing that just can't shoot anything, let alone trying to land for repairs. It's also quite buggy, from getting stuck to the floor, the UI not loading properly, or simply refusing to shoot on rare occasions. Yeah, definitely pass on this one for now. Number 9, the Drake Cutlass Blue. The ultimate ship for wannabe space cops in the verse, the Cutty Blue is tough, has an awesome paint job, and has prisoner pods at the back. And that right there, my friend, is why literally any other Cutlass variant is better. Prisoner pods serve no purpose, but medical beds do, so my advice is to go the other way and buy a Cutty Red. Now, that thing is awesome. Number 10, the Banu Defender. The biggest light fighter in Star Citizen, often confused as a medium, is the crab lookalike Banu Defender. Sure, it's unique, looks and sounds great, but that size is also its downfall. You see, aside from a nice little interior, its weapons are mediocre at best, at least in patch 4.10, and the maneuverability certainly doesn't do it any favors in a fight. It's a lot of aUEC for a ship that will get wrecked by much cheaper options like an Arrow or Gladius. Rather grab those, or a Talon. Number 11, the Aegis Vanguard Hoplite. The Vanguards used to be top dogs in Star Citizen many moons ago, known for their toughness and firepower. But times have changed and many new heavy fighters have since taken their place. Now, while I still like the Harbinger and Sentinel, the one variant you should definitely not buy with your hard-earned cash and aUEC is the Hoplite. Sure, it's tough, but it's a dropship, and if you're not in a large organization, all the more reason to just ignore it. And if you are, there are plenty of better options in the verse. Number 12, the MISC Starfarer. Oh, I know this is a controversial take for sure, but hear me out. I'm not saying don't get the Starfarer, I'm saying rather get the Gemini military variant. Why? You see, on the surface, the base variant seems to be the better choice because it's supposed to have a fuel scoop at the front instead of guns and hold more fuel, so more money, right? Wrong. In patch 4.10, there's no way to scoop fuel just yet, so you're missing out on the guns. Also, even though on paper the base variant carries more fuel, you can swap fuel pods on both, so they're identical in that sense, at least for now. Save a bit more for the Gemini and you'll have more guns, missiles and increased durability. PS, get Nemec pods. Number 13, the Origin 600i Touring. As much as I hate to say it because I absolutely love everything about the ship, but don't buy the 600i Touring variant just yet. Yes, it's about as pretty as it gets when it comes to ship interiors, but the fact that there's no real touring gameplay simply makes the 600i Explorer the much better option, as it allows you to carry a vehicle and some cargo, whereas the touring variant doesn't. It's got great views though, so there's that at least. Number 14, the Aegis Hammerhead. What used to be the most frightening thing to come up against in the verse, the Hammerhead has simply fallen way behind with all the changes on how weapons and armor works. But how is that? Well, even if you manage to put a full crew together with the best weapons and component upgrades, you're only covered by size 3 weapons. And while perfect against small fighters, you won't scratch anything bigger than a heavy fighter for the most part, since size 3 weapons aren't quite what they used to be. Not in patch 4.10 anyways. Number 15, the Origin 890 Jump. The 890 Jump, or junk as I like to call it, is arguably the biggest waste of aUEC in my humble opinion. Yes, the design is great, it looks awesome inside and out. Sure, it has a big hangar with PDC turrets that fend off small fighters without lifting a finger, but that's about it. It's a ton of wasted space that's just not fun to fly around, unless you're a passenger. But my suggestion is to avoid this one completely and just buy 10 smaller ships that will offer way more fun than this floating luxury hangar. Now that we've talked about what ships not to buy in Star Citizen patch 4.10, what about ships that are worth getting? Be sure to check out these videos next and let us know your thoughts.